this wide receiver group, okay, for the Kansas City Chiefs. We talked about kind of character. There's an older guy, if you will, that's got a lot of experience in Juju Smith-Schuster.
Come on, man, from the hometown, man, Long Beach Poly. You know how we do it, man. he from the baller high school, man. That's what we do. We produce NFL players, man.
That's what it is. So, man, hey, right out there from where you from, man, out there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Talk a little bit about, Juju, but also too, just not his role, but give me just an encompassing thing that you think about this wide receiver group that you have out here, man.
Man, I think it's going to be special. I think with a lot of the talent that we have coming back, right? Just kind of getting ready to see how Rashee Rice comes back, right? Obviously that injury that he had last year. Can he get back to his old self? What he produced for us the first year? Xavier Worthy, right? Speed kills. He's a dynamic guy. We can get the ball in his hands any kind of way, whether it's thrown to him or handed to him. Obviously, we've seen a lot of those. Different type of plays and ways to get that guy the ball because we know he can be special, right? Then obviously you got Juju, who's a guy who's been around the league for a long time. He had his run when he was in Pittsburgh with the Steelers, and he hasn't really, I don't want to say played up to standard, right? But when he got in, he was able to make those plays that we needed, some of the clutch moments. But at the same time, like we still can get, I think we can get, if we can get some more production out of him, I gladly appreciate it, right? The stuff that he did in Pittsburgh was, amazing, right? If we get some of that stuff that he was doing on the other side of AB, with the rest of the guys that we got, I think it'd be special, right? And obviously Hollywood Brown, I think when I went there last year during OTAs or mini camp or something like that. I was able to see him in action before obviously getting hurt and had to miss, those 5-6 games that he missed, right? I think that kind of threw off a little bit of the connection that him and Pat had when I was there. I seen, and the stuff that him and Pat was doing was really special. And I was like, man, that's dope. And looking forward to him having a great season. And I was, ready to, see the production he was going to have for us and obviously getting hurt. So that kind of threw a little monkey wrench in the system. And so I know, he going to be able to bring some, stuff back to the table for us. Then you got who else we got over there? Jalen, the guy that we just drafted, Jalen Royals, right?
That's right.
Him, he did some good stuff. Obviously, being I think his junior year he had a lot more production compared to what he did this last season. But he missed 5 games and still had over 800 yards, right, this past season. So obviously, this guy's a dynamic guy with the ball in his hand, and be able to get some runner to catch. And he's a versatile guy. He can play inside, he can play outside. And I think that's kind of what we need. Some guy some people that we can move around. And obviously, I think with the system that we have, we put the playmakers in the right position to get the ball. And then we had who else? Justin Ross. Definitely want to see what he's going to bring to the table. Obviously,
So SP, I don't know if you noticed, but they just released Justin Ross, man. They let Justin Ross go, man. But hey, this is what the NFL is all about, right? He was holding on for a long time, and then all of a sudden, I guess he wanted his release because he wasn't really getting on the field, and especially with everybody you talked about just now, right? Every cat that you just spoke about was probably one of the reasons that precipitated this. It was just like, oh man, look, wait a minute, hold on. I had dudes out here that didn't have the cachet of these other guys that just got in.
Right.
Drafted a dude. Right. Now all of a sudden we got, Rashee Rice is back, Hollywood Brown is back. Now the room is looking crowded a little bit now.
Right. Definitely.
Yeah. So
we still got Sky, right? We still got Sky, man.
Still got Sky, man. Yeah, still got Sky, man.
We need Sky to get out there and get some production done because
that's right.
Obviously, he did a lot of great stuff at I believe it was Western Michigan. I believe it was.
Yep, that's right.
He had he had a great career there. So now we need to, definitely get some of that production and, some of that big playmaking ability that he had there, here in Kansas City, right? Obviously, we have some special guys on our team right now, and we got a special guy that's, being able to get the ball out there to those guys, right? I mean, obviously, the biggest receiver that we have is, obviously Kelsey, right?
That's right.
He's pretty much what, Tony Gonzalez was, when I was there. He's the number one receiver, right?
That's right.
Our tight end was our tight end, always been our number one receiver. And then we have a lot of, just a lot of playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. So, at the end of the day, like, we got to share the rock and We have a lot of receivers, and then obviously the running backs. And I think we just loaded. The biggest thing is to keep a pad up, upright and have him, obviously he does some good stuff with his legs. But if we can keep him in the pocket and let him, be special what he does, that's going to be special for us.
Yeah, man. Look, all those things you just said, no doubt about it. Look, I watched Travis Kelce. I was watching the video of him out there on the field. So he lost 25 pounds, supposedly, right? Lost 25 pounds. Meaning he probably picked some up during the offseason. You know what I'm saying? Probably he's having a little bit more fun. Traveling the world with Taylor Swift, chilling out a little bit. But what ended up happening is, he loses 25 pounds, man. He looks slim. He looks smooth. He looks like, I don't want to say the old Travis Kelce, you know what I'm saying? Because he's always been productive. He's always been doing that. But he does look like a guy that is still having fun, SP. Let me put it that way, right? When you put that time in the league, man, he still looks like a dude that enjoys what he's doing it, balling with his boys, of course, out there. I seen Patrick Mahomes jump on his back when they first seen each other. Obviously, them two are partners through this whole thing. But I like you said, Travis Kelce is going to be still the number one receiver. I know Rashee Rice is a guy he's coming back. He's going to probably miss a few games. We still got to figure that whole thing out with him. Sure. But like you said, Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, Jalen Royals. I mean, we talk about Sky. A lot of people don't like talking about Sky, but I'm always one of those. I'm like, look, the dude's been out there. He's staying on the team for a reason. The Chiefs ain't got to keep him. They don't have to. Right. They could have got rid of him if they didn't find nothing in him.
They got Nico out there too, man. Nico, he was doing some good stuff.
Remigio.
Man, Nico doing some good stuff.
That's facts.
That dynamic guy. Obviously giving some value in the return game. And at the end of the day, that was, I think that was a role that they were looking for Sky to, kind of be inserted in. But I think Nico's came in and did a phenomenal job. Giving some big playability in the special teams game, and also, when he get his opportunities on offense, he's taking full advantage of that stuff as well.
That's right. No doubt, I agree with everything you just said. So, man, I'm gonna ask you a little bit, because you were just talking about the offense, right? And we talked a little bit earlier. I was saying, like, look, the Chiefs, what are they gonna be doing during camp? What do you think this offense is gonna look like? What do you think the system's gonna be? Because I said, look, we know. Look, we like throwing RPOs. We like throwing little slants. We like giving the 5 yards, get the yak yards after it. But I think this is kind of the reinvigorating part of, like, pushing the ball down the field. Since the Chiefs wasn't really doing a lot of that, right? It's like, hey, man, 5 yards, it didn't, get gone. That's what it was. Right. But what do you think it's going to look like right now, man, coming back? I think everybody didn't like the offense for the past, at least last year, probably the year before. Didn't look sexy enough, right? Didn't look like
what does sexy look like? I thought sexy was winning, right? Winning ball game. We went to the Super Bowl again. I mean, besides winning it, there would be a lot of people who would have loved to have been in that same, that situation. Obviously, pushing the ball down the field is good, for every now and then. But obviously, everybody's, getting back because they know that, that we have, so much speed on our team. So obviously they're gonna try to, take away those, deep shots and things of that nature. So we got to dink and dunk, right, and give it to our guys. Our guys are special enough to make guys miss and break tackles, and obviously, find their way to the end zone, because we've been doing it for years, right? I think. I think that I think we have a lot of, a lot of playmakers that, can make things happen for us. But when we get a chance to take our shots, you can see that we do those. We definitely take those shots. And I think, we low key got a 4x1 track team out there. So what all the guys running 4-4 or better, right? Why wouldn't you back up, right? At this point, keeping those guys underneath you, because Xavier Worthy gonna take the top off. Rashee Rice gonna take the top off. You know what I mean? Obviously, so now getting the ball in the end zone and winning football games, I think that's the biggest thing. I would rather go home happy with us, having a win, than us throwing and having 5 50-yard passes and not putting those balls in the end zone and not winning those ball games, right? I think the wins are the bigger part of it. But obviously, we would love to see some stuff, but our QB definitely brings magic to the table for us every day, with his sidearm diving passes, behind the back, all, stuff that he brings to the table. So it's some excitement there. But at the end of the day, win is a win. We got to figure out how we, you know what I'm saying? We just definitely got to keep doing that, winning ball games. And I mean, like I said, if we want to throw long shots and, you know what I'm saying, come up empty-handed with an L, I mean, I'm not going to be happy. I don't know about everybody else.
Now, I don't think everybody's gonna be happy, man, with the L. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all about the thing. The main thing is the main thing. Remember, that's what we used to hear and talk about all the time, man. It's the wins. That's what you want to do. Getting over to the championship, getting you another, Lombardi. That's the main thing. And so, however that looks, however you slice it, how everybody, plays it out, that's what has to happen. I think for me, what I watched over the past couple of years, SP, and your opinion on this. Because what we've seen is teams start to drop 7, right, in coverage. 7 in coverage, maybe even 8. Sometimes you've seen that against, the Bengals. Against 7, man, what's some of your remedies to some of that? When you see dropping 7, you may see, double covered Kelsey. Somebody's got to be open. What would you necessarily run different than this offense that what it looks like right now? Okay, this is your expertise. Your wide receiver, man.
Obviously, they're dropping 7, so obviously the box is a little lighter. So just depending, you know what I'm saying, on down the distance, right? They're dropping 7. Obviously, we should be able to block that up in the run game, and get some good, some good runs in. But then also, I think that's kind of where the RPO game come in, because now with Pacheco, I think people are, I would say, they're fearing him. And then is Hunt still with us? I got to catch back that.
Hunt's still with it. Yeah, for sure.
So we got some horses back there that's can really tote that pill, right? So we definitely can run the ball. Obviously, just depending on the situation, down the distance, and then obviously. If we need to throw throw the ball down the field, it's going to be more like some of those digs and things of that nature, right? Because now they're backing up so deep, right? We got to take advantage of, the dinks and dunks, right? To be able to, get some run into the catch, right? So I think that's, going to be big for us. But, at the end of the day, like, we just got to take it, take what they're giving us, right? And once that happens, then something got to give, they got to jump back, and try to stop that. And then that's when the big shots probably come in and play.
Okay. All well said. I look at some of the things we run offensively. We don't run a whole lot of digs. We don't run a lot of overs, trying to find, spots. Just kind of trying to open up, everything, at least, taking that intermediate part of the offense, and exploit it on teams. This question right here from Lawrence Zingsler said, JD and Samie, what do you think about Taquan Thornton's opportunity to make this team? So
I think everybody gonna have an opportunity, right? But obviously, obviously we got our heavy hitters who are gonna be at the top, our Rasheed Rice, our Xavier Worthy, our Hollywood Brown. I think those are gonna, kind of be the staples. But then obviously, like I said, Juju's gonna be a guy, a big play guy who could come in and kind of spare some of these guys, because we don't really have no bigger body type receiver. He's kind of thick. I think Juju's, that possession type guy, but obviously has the, in high school, Juju played literally, if you want to stop our high school, all you do, wherever Juju's at, that's where the ball was going. Juju played quarterback, Juju played running back, Juju played receiver. So, he was dynamic with the ball in his hand, however he wanted to get it to him. So same thing now, right? He catches it, he's going to make a guy miss. He's been a part of, contact, so he's not afraid of contact and things of that nature. But I think that guy definitely has he has a chance to make the team. But obviously it's going to be, it's going to be in the role, and does he want to play his role? Obviously, everybody's going to get opportunity. You just got to make sure you take full advantage of it when it comes.
There you go. That's right. I've just said that about Juju, man. Juju's been just a solid piece of what he's been able to do. Toward the end of the year, we start throwing some balls to him. Why? Because he's a reliable piece. And it's like, you know what? You don't have to come in. You don't have to look to try to get 6 or 7 balls every game. But Juju, hey, if he's open, Pat gonna get the ball to him. That's what he does, man. He facilitates the ball to the guys that's open. And that's one thing I love about Pat in this offense is because it's just not, you don't just sit on one guy.
Right.
You just don't know. It's everybody. Like you said, a running back, you could throw it, to the tight end, wide receiver get open, get the slot guy, let him get joking, shaking a little bit on some things. But man, I think, man, as far as like its offense, man, it's going to really show defenses that we're serious. We're serious, man. Right. So what do you project, man? Do you think we're going to be a top 5 offense? What do you put us at as far as like looking over the
definitely going to be a top offense. I mean, we got so many weapons. I mean, especially we get Rasheed back. I think that's going to, you know what I'm saying, help take us over the end. And then, you know, I mean, our younger guys, you know what I'm saying, get more seasoned in the game. And, you know, and our coaching staff, I'm pretty sure they came up with more ways to get our guys the ball. Obviously, they come up with new trickery, you know what I'm saying, week in and week out. So definitely, you know what I'm saying, looking forward to seeing what, you know, Coach Reed and, you know what I'm saying, those guys put together.
Yeah. All right. So, man, what we're going to do, man, we're going to switch gears a little bit. Okay, SP. All right. Because we talk about training camp here, right? You know, and y'all guys, y'all already in the works. Y'all getting everything kind of already, you know, ramped up there in Delaware State, man. You up there with what's the name of it? Head coach.
Deshaun Jackson.
Deshaun Jackson, them guys, man.
And he went to Long Beach Poly as well. So I'm trying to tell you, this is where the playmakers make plays at, man.
I hear you. Well, I'm glad they got you up there, right? Because they're not only him, but you got a legit guy also too that you're doing up there, man. Y'all legit. Y'all legit.
We got running back coach Clinton Portis.
Okay. Oh, wow.
We got Eugene Chung, offensive line coach, played first round Hall of Famer out of Virginia Tech, played with the Eagles, right? Well, played with the Patriots, sorry. Then he coached with the Eagles and the Chiefs, right? Now he's here with us. Who else we got? Martin Bayless, longtime guy who, you know what I'm saying, coach, played, did some administration, like that in the NFL. We got Donovan Warren, also went to Long Beach Poly, went to Michigan, got a chance to play in the league as well. Man, we just loaded, man. A lot of NFL. Our offensive coordinator Nemo Washington, last 2 years with the Cleveland Browns. So I mean, we loaded with, you know what I'm saying, offensive, you know, offense. I mean, just like coaching firepower. So we're looking forward to, you know what I'm saying, putting all this stuff together, man, and you know what I'm saying, obviously turning some things around, man, and making a splash.
Hi everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.